Check out thechosenprime.com in the link in the description below for this and other great items.
Alright everyone, welcome to another RFC Reviews. I'm your host Diecast, and today we have Vans Toys Koot, which is their FT-22 in their numbering scheme, and he of course is Cup from G1 or movie, however you want to say it. Looks really good. Here he has his little Target Master guy. I can't think of his name, but let's go ahead and take a quick look at the packaging. You get the normal, whoops, stand up Prime. Prime's fallen over. He's not the main focus. He's upset. We'll get him in for a size comparison in a second. But here is Koot. And you have a nice picture of Koot on the front of the package with his cigar. And then you have the Cybertronian car, I guess you could call it. On the side, you just get the car and Koot. On the back, you get some product shots. And on the bottom, you get Koot. And then that is it for the packaging. It comes in the same styrofoam packaging that you're used to. And there also is a collector's card. You have Koot with a FT-22 and a nice picture of Koot. Koot. He's an old Koot. Tech specs, bio, which is very small. Very small. But there it is, if you want it. And again, really nice job on this. And let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. And if you're wondering, yes, Grimlock can get his noodle in his face, just like that. I love that. Get your noodle out of my face. We'll get Grimlock out of the way here. I did trop test that right before the video, too. All these guys seem to be falling over. Here he is with Masterpiece Optimus Prime, who doesn't want to stand for me today. There you have him with Prime, just to get a size comparison. These two, kind of off screen there. Slide these over. There you get a nice size comparison with Prime, and we'll get Hot Rod in there also. So there you get. I think they kind of fit in quite nicely. Cup may be a little big. But, you know, this is Hot Rod and not Hot Rodimus, or Rodimus Prime, so maybe it works. I don't know. I'm sure you'll tell me if it works for you guys or not. So, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the Target Master. Here you have, I did put a Autobot emblem on him just to, the chest was a little dull, but I think that makes, you know, makes it look nice. One of the best Target Masters I've seen from a third party or official. Ball joints at the elbows, you can get a full range up and down. Ball joint at the elbow, at the shoulder, at the elbow. This guy's got ball joints pretty much everywhere, and his arms are double jointed, so you can get more than 90 degrees of bend. On the legs, you get ball joints, give you the full out, the full forward, and then the back is limited because of the guns. But you do get another ball joint at the knee, and then another swivel at the upper part of the knee. And then you do get ankle rotation because the foot is on a ball joint, and you get a little forward and a little back, just because of that ball joint right there. So, all in all, pretty posable. The head can look left and right, but that's about it. And you do have to leave the head forward for transformation. And let's go ahead and just do transformation real quick. You pull the guns up, so you can get them out of the way if you want to get his leg totally back. But the gun's going to be back like that. But you just pull this up, and this whole piece rotates up, and then you bring the arms up and around just like this, And this arm up and around, just like this. And then there is a tab right there and a slot right there. That way the four arms can tab together. And then you can straighten this up, make it look pretty, do whatever you want. And then if you flip this down, this will lock the waist rotation in place. That kind of helps when you're transforming these guys. And then just rotate the bottom of the legs around. They will tab together right there. And there's that little ball tab that will plug in right back on his crotch, I guess you could say. And so yeah, just like that, you can straighten these legs out just to, you know, make it look a little cleaner. Just like that. And there you have the gun all finished up. And you can see the head a little bit behind the hands there, but it really doesn't bother me at all. That's very hard to notice. You can see it's only certain angles that you can even tell it's his head. So, and it's just a Target Master, so you know it is what it is. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at Koot. You get very nice head sculpt. Fans Toys has come a long way with their head sculpts, that's for sure. You do get a space for an Autobot emblem right here, but you do have to cut it in half to put it on, which is ever so tedious because it's so small. I had a really hard time getting it to line up, and it's still not perfect just because these pieces will move on you all the time. But not too terribly bad. You will see this piece rotates around in vehicle mode, but there is a little notch on the top of this. I believe that's for robot mode because that's how it came. But we'll get into that once we get in. You get a nice waist, nice orange translucent plastic here. These hip skirts can go up just a little bit if you need them to. Kind of tight. Then down to the legs, you do get some nice silver paint right there. And not too much other than that paint wise, but this is all painted up here. And as you can see, I got a little paint defect on mine. Little paint missing right there on that edge. Not horrible, but there's always something wrong with with any of my figures that I buy. I never get a perfect one. Get some paint on the side there. And yeah, that's about it. So let's go ahead and get into articulation. His head is on a ball joint. It can look down. I know some people were having a little bit of a problem with it, but mine looks down enough, even sideways, that I think it works. He can look up a little bit more than his downward motion, but it is still gets him side to side. I think it is on a ball peg, believe it or not, but looks like there's an extra piece in there to kind of fill in the gap so you can't see the ball peg, which is nice. Maybe when we get the face off, we can take a little bit better look at that. His arms are on a nice ratchet that they can go 360. They can go out actually a little bit more than 90 degrees. He does have a double jointed elbow, so he can get almost 180. His wrists can rotate around. His thumb does not move. All four fingers are together. There is a slot in his hand for the guns, which I think is nice. That is definitely preferred by me for these smaller figures. Not that he's small, but he can hold his gun or his Target Master very nicely, and it's not going anywhere. So go ahead and get that out of his hand. And of course, here is his other gun, Nope, it's on the floor now. Never mind. That's just the way things have been going today. His knee is double jointed, so you can get more than 90 degrees at the knee. His legs can go out, and you can even get a little bit further if you move this hip skirt out. They can do the full split. You can go forward only about that much, just because this skirt gets in the way, and I'm not gonna push it. I mean, you can if you want, but I'm not gonna. And then you can only get back about that much due to this piece right here. But like I said, he does have that double jointed knee, so if you want to get that running pose, you can get that. And full split, like we said. So let's go ahead, and also ankle. You do get an ankle tilt and a toe that can go down and also up if you tilt that out a little bit, if you want that look. And then the waist, you do get waist swivel. These two side pieces do sort of untab once you get it past this point. It will untab a little bit, but it's not horrible, and it's not something that I would really be concerned about. He feels so nice in hand. There's so much premium material / die-cast in him. Die-cast is always premium. That it really is a really nice feeling figure. And compared to MP10, he is a lot heavier than MP10. That is definitely for sure. So let's go ahead and get into transformation on this guy real quick. And I go from whatever mode I get it to the other mode. So hopefully that helps out people. If you don't like that, if you like going from vehicle mode to robot mode, let me know in the comments. If it's not the way you guys prefer it, I would definitely do it a different way for you. But let's go ahead, and first thing you want to do is kind of untab these panels right up top. And then once you untab those panels right up top, we'll pull this whole section out, and then you can just split everything apart. That kind of gives you some room. We'll flip these little panels in here that have the Autobot symbol on it right around. Just get that all cleaned up for when we go into vehicle mode. And then lift up the head. It'll tab in right there. We'll pull this back section off. And then we're going to open up this whole back piece. So now we're going to come into the back of the figure. We're going to bring this little piece up, and the way you do that is we're going to untab the wheels first. You can kind of pull them out and accordion them out just like that. And then we're going to bring this piece up. That's going to create the center of his windshield. And then we're going to slide this whole assembly up just like that. That's his, that gets the wheels in the right location. You can then come around and rotate in the arms or the shoulders. They will flip in just like that. And you can see they fill in that gap up there. And then the next thing you can do, now that we got all that done, is you're gonna bring these waist pieces back. And then there probably is a way to do this without these getting in the way. But it's kind of one of those things, just hard to do. You kind of have to, maybe if I get these arms up, no. a lot of people has been having this problem where you kind of have to pull this piece out to get it around there. I guess you can push this back and then kind of slide it past, but either way you're putting a little bit of pressure on the plastic up in these joints and areas right there. So it's not horrible. It's certainly not as bad as Perceptor was to me with trying to get plastic past itself, but it is something just to note. We'll do the same thing on this side. Just gotta get that back, and you can see I'm not putting that much pressure on the plastic, so I really don't think you're gonna have a problem with breakage or anything like that, but just is something to note, to be aware of. And then these panels right here, they flip up and then they also rotate back. Actually, I think I should have did that first, which is okay. You can correct yourself. Just like that. Do the same thing on this side. Just kind of bring this piece up, rotate it. It goes up behind there. Then you get these back pieces in there, and this is kind of what it's looking like right now. And then we'll go ahead and get his arms all out of the way. Because they are actually gonna sit. You'll see this little ledge right there that the arms will sit in. So this is basically how the arms are going to be placed on the underside of the vehicle. And now we come down to the legs, which are pretty interesting, pretty straightforward. I'm going to pull the leg up and out. You can see there's a tab right there that will lock into place right there. So you just pull that out and up, and then you're gonna rotate this 90 degrees, and then rotate this, and then this is gonna plug into the side of the knee. So you get that just like that. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Flip this up, rotate this around, bend that, lock that in at the knee. So then we're going to come down to the foot and just push that down, and now these panels can open up and the wheels will pop out as they are on springs. And then you're going to want to come to the backpack, rotate this piece around, and then that will come down and start to lock everything in together. And you want to make sure the leg clears this back panel right there. Same thing on this side. Make sure that clears. Basically, the best thing you want to do is you'll see that this leg will slide up and down. So you want to get it in, tabbed into there, and then as you push it up, it'll kind of lock into the knee, and then that'll get everything pretty much squared away for you. And then you can see there's the back half of Cup. Okay, so I did notice one thing I was doing wrong is you don't have to rotate the shoulders around. You can just flip them down and you will see the screws are on the back side and not the bottom side like this. And then the wheels will just come around and they'll kind of sit right there which is fine for now, because now we're going to come up and work on this backpack section. And on this backpack section, we're going to flip in these little shoulder tabs, flip his head in and around, and then you want to flip these pieces, and these do get in the way a little bit. Just rotate them all the way up like that. And then what else we're going to do is we're going to come down here to the legs and bring these panels down. And these are on a slider that these panels slide over like that. And then we're just kind of leave them. We'll put them all the way down. Same thing on this side. Bring them in, put them all the way down. You can tell they're die cast. They are just a different shade of green than the rest of the vehicle, just because they are die cast. And then bring this section up and get that all locked in with the front. And this is one area I really had trouble with when I was transforming it previous times, is just getting this all locked in and tabbed together. So we'll see if I have a little bit better luck this time. And then this is going to flip down. Just like that. Keep trying to think if there's a better way to do this, and this last step is just kind of the dirty work. Get that all tabbed together, and let's get these side pieces down. They'll tab into the legs. And this little piece right here will tab into this panel here, and also this leg panel. We'll do that on the other side. Get this panel out of the way just a little bit, just so you can slide that piece down behind it. Just like that. That'll tab in, and now again it's just a question of getting all this tabbed in. Alright, so this whole chest piece here is a little bit of a bear to get plugged in. I got one side done off camera. I'm going to try and unsnap that just to show you exactly how you want to do it. You can see there's not a lot of room right here, and these tabs will go into these holes right here. So what you want to do is get this all lined up, and then when you start to push this together, it'll pop that up, and then you tab these panels in last. These side panels right there and right there. And that gets everything all held nicely together. And there you can see the Autobot symbol, how it flips around, and that way it doesn't leave a symbol, or it doesn't leave half of the symbol here and half there, which is a nice touch. And then you can still put an Autobot symbol on the center there. And this is Cup all transformed. You can see how he looks from the bottom. Not a whole lot going on there, just some robot parts. He does have springy wheels, so he has some rear suspension if you want. play some music, that's appropriate. And his gun can plug in on the back here, which will rotate around. So you can get all this angle action. And then you can also do that with his other gun as well. And here's his other gun, since I didn't get to show that off earlier because it fell on the floor. And you do have a rotation at the handle. So if you want, you can plug this gun in and do the same thing. Rotate it around. La-di-da, la-di-da. And here is the bag of accessories that he comes with. Obviously, he comes with the alternate face, some more eyes. He does come with 2 cigars, since they're so small, easy to lose. I appreciate that they included an extra one. And these semi-clear window pieces here. So let's go ahead and show you how to replace them. And again, it's very tight transformation. So you kind of got to undo it a little bit. Go, got 1, 2, and you just pop that out, and you can see on the back here there's some parts where the plastic goes through, so we're just going to pop them out just like that, just like that. Hopefully that gives us enough wiggle room to get these pieces out. And I like these. I definitely like these. I think it's a much better look for Cup. But I appreciate that they put the other set in there, because a lot of people are actually digging the clear look with this guy. So now that I got that off, get this bag open, and then we'll just plug these pieces right on. It goes right there. That one goes right there. And then this center one, will just plug right in there. We'll close that back up. And there you go. There it is in vehicle mode. And again, it looks okay. It's not my cup of tea. I think this, the blue matches the wheel skirts and the front a little bit better here. Even though it's not exactly the same color, it is still all solid, just like this. But you can see some nice details behind the window, which is cool. But yeah, and I'll go ahead and get him transformed, and then we can take a look at him with his alternate face. Alright, so here you have Cup all transformed back into his robot mode, and you can see how the clear chest looks on Cup. It's okay. For me, and it's just personal opinion, for me, I like this better. Some reason it just looks better to me. But let's go ahead and get the face swapped out. And what you want to do is you're going to untab these pieces and pull this chest down, and it'll give you a little bit more room to access the face. And then you're just going to kind of work it off. Whoop. Don't know where that went. Oh boy. Yeah, sorry about that, Cup. So let's go ahead and use this face since I lost the other one. And we'll get the cigar. And we'll put that in his mouth. And clip that on. Right there. And there you have Cup with his cigar. Get the pieces back in. And there you have Cigar Cup, if you want that. And it looks good. God, I can't remember if in the movie he used a cigar or if it was in, like, season 3. Because I really don't remember him having a cigar in the movie. But it's possible. I could have just, not paid that much attention to it. But I know this is not the first Cup to have a cigar option. I know the Generations Cup, they had an upgrade kit that iGear did to give him a cigar. So it does look very nice, and I like the fact they give you an extra one just because they are so very, very teeny tiny. I mean, you can see it's smaller than my fingernail, basically. But again, there is FT-22 Koot. He is really nice. Fans Toys is knocking it out of the park. I'm really excited for their hot rod because this next to this, oh, let me zoom out. I mean, this next to this looks much better in my opinion than the Takara version. And it surprises me that I'm saying that. I really like Takara, what they do, but Fans Toys is, to me, surpassed them. But thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. And make sure, if you're not, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Facebook at Reviews by Diecast. Follow me on Twitter at Diecast2. Check me out on Radio Free Cybertron, anywhere you download podcasts. And we'll see you next time.